Hello friends, this is April with Health for Life Cooking. Did you know that chickpeas make a great substitute for chicken in many recipes? Chickpeas are a lot healthier than chicken too. Chickpeas have very little saturated fat, they have absolutely no cholesterol, they're a good source of protein, and they have fiber. And chicken doesn't have any fiber. And part of that fiber comes from resistant starch. And resistant starch is great for feeding the gut, providing good gut health so that you can absorb all the nutrients from all those plant foods that you're eating. Today I'm going to show you how to make my chickpea tortilla casserole. So let's get started. Okay, to start off, I'm going to chop my onion with my Vidalia Chop Wizard. And you can find these choppers at Bed Bath & Beyond and on Amazon, and I'm sure some other places as well. Probably any kitchen store. And then I've added my onion to my hot pan. And I've got this on medium-high heat. Now I don't have any oil in my pan at all, just a little bit of water. I don't use oil ever in any of my cooking. Oil is 120 calories per tablespoon of pure 100% fat. It's the highest calorie, lowest nutrient food that we consume, and it increases risk of heart disease and cancer. And I encourage you to go to my website at healthforlifecooking.com, and I've got 4 videos on there from the top leading experts in nutrition that talk about why oils are harmful. Now once these onions get to be soft, I'm going to add 2 cloves of minced garlic. Garlic and onions both have organosulfur compounds that are powerful against cancer. And then I'm going to add 2 cups of chopped mushrooms. Mushrooms contain aromatase inhibitors that keep estrogen levels low, decreasing risk of your hormonal cancers like breast cancer, prostate cancer, ovarian cancer. They're anti-angiogenic, which means that they keep tumors from spreading to other parts of the body. And the studies on that were done with just 1 button mushroom, which is what these are. So just 1 button mushroom a day decreases that risk by 64%. And then if you mix it with green vegetables, which was what we're going to be doing today, it bumps that up to 89% reduction. And when you need to add a little bit of water, just go ahead and do that. You can also add some broth, vegetable broth, different kinds of vinegars. Tamari would be great. Then I'm going to put the lid on and just let that steam for a few minutes. Now after your mushrooms and onions have been steaming for a few minutes, it's going to be nice and juicy. And we're going to go ahead and add 3 cups of sliced Brussels sprouts. Now if you don't like Brussels sprouts, you can add broccoli to this, but I love Brussels sprouts. And just stir those in. Then we're going to put on a little bit more water. Just about a 1/4 cup is all. Put the lid back on and let that steam until those Brussels sprouts are tender. Now you're going to want to check these every few minutes. See how they're doing and make sure they don't get too soft. Although I do want my Brussels sprouts nice and tender. And that's getting there. I'm going to go ahead and put in my 1/4 cup of green chilies. This is going to add some nice spice to this. And we'll let that cook just a little bit longer. So while my vegetables are cooking, I'm going to blend up my sauce that's going to go into this casserole. And I've got 1 bag of the cauliflower rice that I get from Costco. I use that in my elimination diet recipe video. I'm just going to put that in my blender, along with a 1/4 cup of sunflower seeds. Now these sunflower seeds are going to add some nice creaminess to this sauce, a little bit of healthy fats, not too much though. And then about the juice of 1 lemon. And also some no chicken style seasoning. Now this recipe is in my book, in actually both my books, Whole Food Goodness and Whole Food American Favorites. This recipe for this actually comes from a gal who has a website. Actually her book is called Of These Ye May Freely Eat, and she's got a website too, but if you just look up Of These You May Freely Eat, the title of that book, you'll be able to find her online. Anyway, she gave me permission to put this recipe in my book because I was using it so much. So I'm going to put in 3 tablespoons of this no chicken style seasoning. All right, and that's just it. I'm going to go ahead and blend this up. So when I steamed the cauliflower for this, I steamed it in about maybe 1/4 to 1/2 cup of water, and I put that water in my blender here so that it would get a little bit of moisture. But you don't want to have too much moisture in here because the sauce will be too runny, and when we add it to our vegetables, it's going to have the perfect consistency, hopefully. We want it to be fairly thick, like so. So once the Brussels sprouts get tender, I'm going to go ahead and add in my chickpeas, and this is about 2½ cups of chickpeas that I have cooked myself in my crock pot. All right, and then we're going to add in our sauce to this. And then we'll just stir that right in there. So normally I would have saved some of my sauce to put a little bit on the bottom of this pan, and I forgot to do that. So what I'm going to do is just put some of these vegetables on the bottom. Add a layer of tortillas. And these are the Food for Life sprouted corn tortillas. I love these. And we're just going to break one in half here to put right here. And cut that in half, put those on the sides, and then we'll add another layer of vegetables. All right, once we're done with that, we're going to stick it in the oven at 350 degrees for 15 minutes. So my chickpea tortilla casserole just came out of the oven and is looking super, super yummy. I just put some sliced jalapenos on the top of this, and I'm going to serve it up with some guacamole, which will make it really, really great. If you are interested in more whole food plant-based recipes, you can find some in my cookbook, Whole Food American Favorites. In fact, this is where that recipe is at. You can also find some on my website at healthforlifecooking.com. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you know anyone who's interested in gaining optimal health through plant-based nutrition, please share it. Until next time, this is April with Health for Life Cooking, wishing you the very best of health for the rest of your life.